The purpose of this presentation is to help you improve your grades and minimize your stress. There are 4 key steps to succeed academically. You need to prepare, perform, produce, and pray. By preparing, you are able to start strong and stay strong with your grades. First, develop a game plan. What does the beginning of a sports season, a play production, or a robotics competition have in common? They all start with a plan. If you set a strategy for managing your time and organizing your assignments, you can guarantee experiencing less stress. Also, set a plan that works best for you. Make sure that you consider your time constraints and your personalities as you develop a plan. There are many plans out there. There's not one plan that fits everyone. So be sure to spend time reflecting on what fits you and which plan would you be more successful in accomplishing. Number 2, act like you care about your grades. When you're in class, engage in discussions in the classroom. Ask your teacher questions. Make sure you participate in activities. Turn your assignments in on time. And attend help sessions and ask your teacher if you need extra help on any activities or assignments. I understand that some people may not necessarily be disengaged in the classroom if they're not saying anything. Some people may be shy or nervous or may feel self-conscious or may be distracted by something that's legitimately stressful in their lives. But the fact is, the teacher can't read your mind, and your teacher doesn't necessarily know everything that's going on. And the best way for your teacher to know what you know and to know that you are actually caring about what's taking place in the classroom is if you act like it. And so make sure you're an active member of the classroom. When you do that, if later on down the line you're having some difficulties, your teacher is more likely to extend grace, knowing that all along you've been an active participant in the classroom. Number 3, stick to your plan. It will be easy as you succeed and your grades improve for you to think that maybe you don't have to stick to your plan anymore, that maybe you're at a better place. But remember, when your grades improve, it is because of your plan. So stick to your plan. Stay committed. The plan works. Next, set up a system to hold you accountable. Set up a study group with some friends, people who you know take their work seriously, and maybe set up a time every other week or so where you can meet and prepare for an exam. Maybe set up a time where you can meet with your counselor on a bi-weekly or monthly basis to review your grades and to make sure that you're being consistent in sticking to your plan. Finally, reward yourself regularly. Some people will need to be rewarded weekly, some people monthly, some people maybe even daily. But as you stick to your plan and as you see your grades improve or that you're able to maintain strong grades, take time to reward yourself and celebrate your accomplishments. That could mean anything. That could mean going out with some friends or maybe just staying home and giving yourself some extra time to rest or relax. When it comes to preparing for your assignments or studying for a test, remember the concept of leave the best for last. Your school day is a very long day, and most of you participate in extracurricular activities after school. So it is understandable that when you get home, you're physically exhausted and you're ready to take some rest. So as you go home and you begin to tackle some of the assignments that you have to complete, leave the assignments or the subject areas that come easiest to you for the end, because that requires less brain power and energy from you. Have your hardest assignments, the ones that require most energy from you, in the beginning. As tired as you are when you get home, you actually have more energy when you get home than you will at the end of the night. For example, if you enjoy science class but can't stand math, try scheduling in your hour of math studying at the beginning of the night and your science review at the end of the night. That way, you'll be focusing on the hardest subjects while your mind is still fresh, and you have plenty of energy. Also, look into some creative ways for you to remember information. Some of you may be musically inclined. Some of you may just love music. Some people may be interested in art or drawing. Whatever it takes to hold information into your head, try to use different strategies. Flashcards and taking notes are proven to be very effective. However, there are other mechanisms you can use to remember information. If you go to YouTube, you will find some pretty cool methods that other students have used over time to remember information, whether it's a song or a poem or something really goofy that will help you keep information in your head. Feel free to use that. If you're somebody who is very interested in basketball, maybe there's a way you can use a game plan from basketball to help you remember how the heart works, for example. Make a sample quiz or test before an assessment. And this is something you can actually do with your study group. Maybe you and your study group, before a test, can put together several questions that you think your teacher would more than likely ask you all. And put it all in one document and share that document and take that test. This can give you, hopefully, an accurate idea on how you would succeed in the test and highlight some areas where you need to attend to a bit more. Make a schedule. The important thing about making a schedule is it gives you a bird's eye view about where you are in your time management. As I said earlier, school assignments are not the only things that you have going on in your lives. You may have jobs, you may have service activities that you participate in, maybe you're an athlete, maybe you're involved in the arts. Whatever the case may be, by putting together a calendar where you can have all of your assignments, all of your tests, everything that you have going on in one place, you can give yourself an idea of what times will require more energy from you than others. And maybe at that point you can create a plan so that you can work on things little by little every day, and so you will minimize your stress. For example, maybe one particular week you'll only have one quiz and a couple of assignments. But you can see that 2 weeks from then, you'll have 3 major projects and 2 major unit tests. Well, that lets you know that during the week where you have less assignments, you can start preparing for your unit tests or for your projects so that you're not feeling stressed and overwhelmed the weeks that are coming ahead. Figure out when you will take your tests and quizzes and schedule backwards for how many hours you will need to study for each assessment to cover the material. Some quizzes or assessments will require less time than others. But the key is, if you can work on things little by little every day, then you won't have to worry about a cram session the night before. And finally, and most importantly, stick to your schedule. There are several homework apps that you can use to help you organize all of your information related to your assignments or tests that you may have going on or extracurricular activities. Go on your app store and see what they have. And remember, find something that works for you. Just because an app works for a friend or a family member doesn't mean that it's the best one for you. Experiment. Sometimes you may have to try 3 or 4. Don't get discouraged. Wait until you find one that works for you. There's one out there. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Number 1 is sleep. If you want your brain to be alert, if you want to be active in your classroom, if you want to retain the most information for a test, you need to sleep. So be sure that you give yourself enough time to rest. And that all goes back to managing your time. If you have your schedule written out or typed into your app on your phone on a regular basis, then you're able to spread out the work that you have due, and that way you can sleep every night and you won't have to worry about all-nighters. Number 2, eat. Eat well, really. Avoid sugary substances, lots of caffeine. all of those things can cause your body to feel depleted and you won't have the energy that you need. Fruits, vegetables, and most importantly, keeping yourself hydrated a lot is what you need to do so that you can stay alert. Exercise is important because it can help you relieve a lot of stress. Even with the best schedule and with you keeping great grades, there are going to be times where you're going to feel stressed out. You're going to feel some pressure. That's to be expected with being a student. Make sure that you do things to relieve your energy, and exercise is a healthy way to do that. Take breaks. As you're studying or working on assignments, make sure you give yourself time to take a breath of fresh air, to leave the room for a second, maybe get a snack, just so that you can replenish yourself and get right back to work. Remember, don't let your breaks last too long. Maybe set an alarm on your phone so you could know when your breaks are finished. And finally, and most importantly, pray. Prayer is important. Prayer works. And prayer is the best way you can communicate to God when you're feeling stressed out or when you need His help. There are several scriptures that you can use, that you can meditate on, that can help you succeed academically, that can help you minimize your stress, and that can help you reach out to God. The fact is, God cares about you. He cares about everything that you care about, and He wants to see you succeed academically. Reach out to Him and listen to what He has to say to you. You will find comfort in that, and that will help you be successful.